Good morning. Look at how dark this water is. The squirrels agree. They're like, why are you standing in our spot? You see them? Okay. Vulnerability alert. So, my birthday was 2 days ago, and I got a present from my best friend in the mail. And we're not, I don't know if you know the love languages, right? So gifts is one of the love languages. It's how there's 5 different categories or ways that people show and or feel love. And gifts is one of them. And it's not really my love language per se. I say that because on some level I think in my upbringing with financial constraints, gifts, when you got a gift, it was such a big deal. But you had to be able to live without one. You see what I'm saying? So, although, I could have a birthday with no gifts, presents, gifts. They're still gifts. That's what I'm going to talk about. So presents, some people think gifts, they think I'm going to unwrap something and someone has thought about me and this is what they're giving me, this is how they're showing me love, right? So that's not usually where I go, like I said, because I believe now that it was a scarce occurrence. So it was very special. It was almost, in a way, gifts are almost more thoughtful gifts. Okay. I could open 10 presents and be like, yay, thank you, presents. Or I could get one gift for my birthday in a box with wrapping paper on it and be like crying because it's just so thoughtful. And I won't tell you, well, I will. So I've been looking at honeycomb at Costco. They sold it all during the holidays. And that's a childhood memory of mine that I'm just like, oh, honeycomb. Because back then, local bee farmers were common, at least where I grew up. And it was no big thing to get honeycomb. And I say no big thing. We didn't have it all the time, but I had it enough that I was just like enthralled. There is nothing like honey straight out of the comb. I cannot even tell you. Anyway, so that was one of my presents in my box. And that was the thing. So it was a box with little boxes inside, which I love that. And I did that with my kids when they were little too. And I think that's another one of those little special, thoughtful, important gifts kind of traditions. But anyway, she also got me a handmade bracelet that had a little medallion on it that said fearless. Now, my best friend is not on Facebook. She doesn't do email. She was the last one to get a smartphone. She is not into technology. She's very lucky. She is unplugged and she lives out in the country. And I love, love, love spending time with her out in the middle of nowhere, staring at the stars and just talking about life and playing Scrabble and doing old-timey things, for lack of a better word, at the moment. So, bracelet, medallion, fearless. So when I called her to thank her for my gifts, I was all excited, and I said, "How did you know?" And she said, "Know what?" And I said, "What made you pick Fearless?" And she's like, "Well, that's how I see you. Like, she's like, you've always been like that to me. Like, you're always doing things that are big and scary, and you're not afraid of things." And I was like, okay, cool. That's awesome that you think of me that way, because I said my ringtone on my phone, like, I heard this song called Fearless, and I made it my ringtone for like the last 4 months. And like, it's been kind of like a goal, like a mantra, like, I need to be fearless. And I said, it's so amazing to hear you tell me that you already thought of me that way. And she's like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, okay. So then there are fish breaching in the water. Oh! Did you see that fish jump out of the water? God, I hope I got that on camera. That was amazing. I think he jumped out of the water 4 times. Big fish. Natural digression. Fearless fish. So then it gets better, because I went to my husband and I told him the story. I'm like, hey, Robin gave me this bracelet and it said Fearless on it. Isn't that cool? And she had no idea. Like, I hadn't talked to her about that because it was just a thing, like, I don't talk to her about all that kind of stuff. And in fact, we hadn't really been talking a lot, and I had missed her so much. So it was this huge gift to me that she was thinking of me, and she sent me a present for my birthday, and it was so thoughtful. And she told me something about me that was really important to me. So I told my husband, and he's like, yeah, I see you that way too. And I was like, what? And I said, okay, yeah, I quit my job and I'm doing all this stuff. And he's like, no. He's like, I've known you for over 10 years now. He's like, I'm talking about 10 years worth of Fearless here. And I was like, oh. And so he named off some things, and I was like, all right. I see ripples. So, the gift, okay, the gift in this, the gift that we can give people is to see them and to tell them what we see. Tell them that we know them. And what that does is it encourages the people that we love. How often do we just say, hey, I see you. I see this thing about you, or I see you this way. It was a wonderful, amazing gift that I'm so grateful for. And so, again, the gift within the gift, right, is that we spend so much time trying to be something that we think we're not, and maybe we already are. It's kind of like trying to find love and realizing we are loved and we are love. So maybe we're all brave and loving and kind and magical people, and we just need to realize it. We need to see ourselves, our real selves, and surround ourselves with people who tell us, right? Those are your people. I am grateful I have my people. I hope you have people. If you don't feel like you do, I'm your people. You're here. We're talking. We understand each other. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you love and appreciate you too. Did you see that squirrel? Oh, nature. So beautiful. Still reading Mary Oliver. I think I'm going to do that at least once a week. We're going to have Mary Oliver Day. At least for February. Birthday month and all. I get to play and choose. And I choose you. And I hope you choose you. And have a wonderful weekend. Wherever you may be, whatever you may be doing. I will see you soon. Mwah.